High altitude training in sports performance. This is a very interesting subject. The world class tennis players used to go off to a high altitude areas in mountains and train there and come back straight to the competitions. What happens in the altitude? More than 10,000 feet above the sea level, every 100 meters, the oxygen percentage drops in the environment. So when there is a lesser oxygen in environment, you have to breathe more vigorously. That means your ventilation, your breathing rate will increase and you will get exhausted very fast. Why we breathe more? To get more oxygen. This is the phenomena. And what happens in the blood? The altitude increases, the blood cells also will increase because the number of red blood cells are there to extract oxygen, not sufficient to get enough oxygen, already a low status in the environment. So what body does, it will pour more red cells and also premature red cells into the blood circulation. This is known as a physiological polycythemia, more blood cells in your blood. As you climb up, your blood cells will increase, automatically your red blood cells will increase, your hemoglobin content will increase. Hemoglobin from 15 grams percent, it may go up to 18 grams percent. Increase in hemoglobin means increase in oxygen carrying capacity. So there is an oxygen delivery system which has become more efficient now. Now this physiological theory we utilize in sports. What we do is we take them to higher altitude and train them more slowly because you should not train in anaerobic zone. You gradually train, acclimatize them, and as they get into physiological polycythemia, that means more number of red cells in the blood, their hemoglobin rises, and then bring them to the tournament. So he will be running faster, he will be running longer time, he will be less breathless than compared to his previous times. But this requires very careful planning and meticulous training program. An average coach cannot plan. You need to understand their oxygen carrying capacity. We call it VO2 max. And based on that, you have to plan your training program, which has to be reduced in the altitude. So they have to work in a submaximal level. And once they reach their hemoglobin more than their normal levels, and you bring them back couple of days before competition. So you have to pitch them in the competition in an exact period. And this requires an expert advice. Not everybody can do this. If you do need such a kind of high altitude training, please do contact me. I shall help you. It is very useful for tennis players, badminton players, and long distance runners. Wherever you play more than 1 to 2 hours, this is very, very beneficial. I hope you like the idea of high altitude training, which is very, very popular once upon a time in Europe. When I was there with the European teams, we have done many times, and it does help under careful planning. Please subscribe and share this video. Thank you.